Well, we made it through the day today, taking a real serious look at making sure that we get back on track in the areas that we didn't play well yesterday, and that's the stuff that happened up front in the running game and really on both sides of the ball. And we didn't come out of the bye as sharp as we'd like to. I have no idea if that had to do with the bye or not, but we just didn't play well enough up front, and that's where our focus will be here. We got to get right here in the next couple of weeks.
How confident are you that the issues, and I know there have been different issues the last couple of games, can be fixed or remedied in a week?
Oh yeah, I don't have any hesitation at all in saying that we can do that, and it's clear the stuff that took place, and we have the guys to do that and fix, and we'll get that done.
When you look back at the film, what were the issues in the run defense yesterday?
There was issues that we weren't connected as well as we want to be, where we fit right, and we gave them some runs that we, that were a little bit exposed because we were doing some stuff in coverage, and those things are easily fixed, so I think we can get right back on track, and we need to do a better job against the two-back stuff, which we have seen little of during the season, and we got to do better. We saw quite a bit of it in the game yesterday.
You have the pass rush really going during that winning streak. I think it was 19 sacks in the 4 games. What's been the issue there the last couple of weeks?
We're doing a lot of the same things and expecting the same results, and it kind of came out the same again. We were disappointed by that. We thought we'd get some good edge pressure and get our guys up inside, mixing in, with our stunts and all that, and it just didn't. We didn't hit, and they held the football quite a bit yesterday. He had some extra time, and it helped him in the throwing game. So we just got to tie it together. We got to make sure that we're tying it together and doing a good job getting back on track.
Have said that the last couple of weeks that they have not been playing as together or connected as they would have expected. Is that surprising given what we saw for that 4-game stretch where it seemed like they were?
Yeah, they're just disappointed, They're disappointed we're not doing better. And so we're not as clean as we need to be, and both teams did a nice job against us, and we just got to get better and keep working it. We know where we've been, and so we just got to get back at it.
How about with your running game on offense? I mean, was it just as simple as not winning
This
battles?
was, we struggled a little bit on some pickups and stuff that we haven't been. They were able to get some penetration that we haven't seen, and they did a nice job with that. And couldn't get Ken running, couldn't get him started as well as we had. So, again, that was not the same case what happened a week ago, but they're all things that we know how to do and we've done well, so we just got to get back at it.
Gino's numbers were really good again, and you pointed out the interception wasn't all on him, and yet after the game he was very adamant, put it on me, he wanted to take the blame. Is that good leadership out of him that
I think it's exactly what you hope, you'll get. He couldn't be more willing to hold himself accountable, and he's given direction. He talked made a statement, I guess that, we're not sneaking up on anybody. We've done enough stuff, that people know we're coming, and I thought he showed some wisdom in that, and he's very clear. He's very clear and very comfortable in accepting responsibility. Obviously, you've seen that, and it's a great trait.
What was the breakdown on the touchdown run that ended it?
Well, we hit the line of scrimmage, and when the ball broke, the 2 deep safeties got to help us and clean it up and make the tackle. We got to get him down. The ball did break the line of scrimmage, got through, and so the guys have to bring him down. We were in a coverage situation looking for something, and that was one of the plays that was in my mind, that we weren't as well situated against the run. And so we just didn't make the play. If the ball breaks, we expect them to make 8-10 yards or something like that, and not the whole thing.
How is Ryan Neal?
He's a little banged up. His elbow is the lead concern, but he did bang his shoulder as well, and so we'll be taking care of both. His elbow's of more concern. They think he's going to be okay. He might miss a couple days here, but think he'll have a chance to play this weekend. That's really good news. For what it looked like, we were concerned that it might be more than that.
What did he do to his elbow?
He got hit. He got bruised real pretty seriously.
You know, is that all all on the same arm, shoulder, elbow?
I think it's on the opposite sides. I'm taking a shot at that one right there. It's probably 50-50 right there.
With the running game, when you separate, I guess, Ken from the blocking, I mean, is he kind of making the most of what's there to be
He's
done?
trying. He's trying. He's really going for it, and you know, there's some times, you know, he's gonna find more consistency for us, and there's some times when he's looking, you know, to bust something when maybe we could, you know, hit it up in there, but we have to let him use his instincts because they're phenomenal, and he's going to scorch in just like he did on the, you know, the first touchdown play, which was a phenomenal play. So, you know, we just need to be more consistent. Probably more runs will help him. You know, we got 20-something. You know, I'd like to get more. And we need to balance out the run and the pass better than we did the last 2 weeks.
The defensive numbers on third down, are those kind of tied to not stopping the run early, or is it some isolated?
Well, it's a good question. There might have been, of the 14, I think there might have been 8 3rd and 6s or less, something like that. And that's attributed to, you know, well balanced first and second down stuff. So they're very, you know, and they didn't have any real long ones, you know. So they had the real workable numbers, to, you know, what you hope for. And that happened last week also. Same thing.
One more going back to Gino and kind of the leadership side of it. That's obviously not a role he's been in a long time. Were you curious how he would handle that side of the job when he won it?
Yeah. I was curious, you know, how he'd handle it either way, whether he was doing well or he wasn't. I wasn't sure because he hadn't had to do that for us. If I had guessed, I'd have guessed that he'd do it well. I would have guessed he'd be okay because he's just been so level-headed throughout the time he's been with us. But you never know, you know. And I think the way he's embraced it, it shows you how he expected it to happen. He's anticipated being in this role. It's not like this is just he's starting to try to figure it out right now. He's already had his mindset on how he wants to project the player that he is and the team member that he is. And because look how good he is at it. You know, he's really adept. And so I think he's been anticipating this like you would hope a great competitor would, believing in himself and all that. And he knew when he got the shot what I'm going to be like and how I'm going to do it. And he's doing that for us and he's performing really well.
Both Smith and Walker took blame for the fumble. Whose fault is that in holding on and the mess?
Well, I understand they both took responsibility for it, so let's leave it at that. Yeah, we'll leave it there.
Is that an inexperienced thing on the rookie running back's fault, or is that
No. Gino would tell you that he's got to get it done. You know, he's reading the play and he's got to get it done. And I don't want to make anybody look bad because they want to take accountability. Okay.
The play you mentioned on the radio where you said you missed a blitz pickup, are you talking about the sack late in the fourth quarter or the near sack in overtime?
No. Did I say a blitz pickup?
I'm sorry, not a chip. Not a blitz
There
pickup.
you go. Yeah. That was the final sack. That was the one I was talking about. That play. We were there to chip him and we didn't get it done. And so they were counting on that coordination, and it just wasn't as clean as it needed to be, and he took advantage of it.
With Abe, you guys added him to the injury report. Was he dealing with something still?
He's just feeling a little sick.
Trey Brown only played a couple snaps for you, but how did you see him getting back out there?
He was out there, you know, so now he's out there. He's got out in the field, and I wish he played a little bit more than that. We didn't get the sub in the second half for us, but he's ready to go now.
Would he may play more now?
Are you going to petition the competition committee to allow a player to come off the sideline to block during a turnover?
I didn't know that happened. Somebody said something during the game, but I didn't know it happened until I saw the film. I was shocked. And he thought he was going to stay down, you know, and thought the play was over. He was very, he owned that. You know, he said, I screwed that up. He said, I got so excited, I don't know what happened kind of thing, you know, and so I don't know what comes back to us on that one. I'll let you know.
What do you need to see more from Darryl? I mean, he only had, I think, 18 snaps yesterday. Record a stat or anything.
Yeah, we're trying to find a consistency for him in his style. He's getting a lot of attention. They're working him, you know, and they're knocking him, chipping him as he's coming up the field and all that. So that's part of what he has to adapt to. But we're just looking for more consistency. And he is an edge guy. He's a speed rusher, and so we need to see that be, you know, evident. And then the counters that come off of that. And he hasn't, like I know the last 2 weeks, he did not feel like he got in rhythm, you know, in his rushes. And so we just gotta get more chances.
When you're getting what you want to see out of your pass rush, what does that look like to you guys? How does it kind
It
of
look like we get a feel for the interior push, whether we're stunting or not. We want to feel that the pocket is moving towards the quarterback, and then the guys off the edge are roaring. And they work in conjunction. You know, they work their games. And we have 2-man games and 3-man games that we work. But it all starts with push in the middle and really a real factor on the edge. And so that's they did a good job against us, and they were concerned about it. They paid respect to it and made it a little harder on our guys. But that's what we're trying to get done.
On the process of shedding off blocks on defense, how much is that technique and confidence?
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to say both, but it is technique, certainly, and it's also it's more about instinct than confidence to me. They have to recognize the situation, and because they're so uniquely, they change. If the ball's here or the ball's here, and the blocker's at you, the blocker's coming high or low. All of those factors have to be taken into account. So it's the instincts and then the technique that fits the situation that you're in. Whether you're going to shed and go by, or whether you're going to blast the guy and fall back inside, whether you're going to try to put him in the hole. On all aspects of our game, it can be the corners and the safeties as well as the guys up front. They all have block protection, style that they have to deal with. And so it's maybe the guys who have the real good instincts are more confident. Let me go back to help you on that one. And they choose the right tactic at the right time better, more so.
Yesterday was another game where almost nothing got thrown to Tariq's side. Are you surprised how quickly? I mean, we saw that with sure maybe in like 2014, but are you surprised how quickly teams are going to that? Like, we're not even going to throw that one.
Yeah, it looked like that in this game. It looked like they were going the other way, and I thought Tariq had a particularly good game with what he was challenged by, the routes that he had, but the ball just didn't go that way, so we'll see what happens. I don't know. See what happens this week, 1 week at a time.
How did you feel like Cody and Jordan played?
I liked the way they played, and they played very aggressive and were downhill, and I thought Cody had maybe his most physical game with a couple key tackles, a really big play on the passing game on the pick that Q gets in the second pick. And he had a big tackle in the short yardage situation, so we've been seeing it out of Jordan the whole time. They really were hitting their blocks pretty well in this game, but we need everybody working together to help the effectiveness of that out.
Certainly you would have liked to see Ken bust a couple of those for bigger plays, but the fact that after the game he could recognize that he needs to be more aware of what the situation calls for, is that maturity on his part?
Yeah, I think you'll find out the more you talk to him. He's a really squared away guy. He's really team oriented. He's holds himself accountable. There's an illustration of that. He's not going to try and duck and dodge anything. He's going to take it right on straight up. And it's going to accelerate the process. He's not going to be ducking and dodging the issues. He's going to be going right at it and give you everything he's got, and he won't back away. So a wonderful kid to be working with and watching him grow.
What do you feel like Boye Mape's development's at, and what you're getting from him?
He's playing solid football. He's in the regular rotation, and he's getting his reps. We're counting on him to be physical at the line of scrimmage, because he's shown he'll do that. He gets good knockback on the edge, and he has the burst and the speed that it shows up at times. He's gaining so much from being around Chenna and Bruce. It's going to accelerate his process as well. Those guys will take more chances than he will. They'll see things coming, and they'll play a play better than he will. He'll play it pretty standard for the most part, but he's getting better, and this is a tremendous chance for him to be around the instincts that can make him a really good player. He's got all of the tools.
Related to that, is it sustainable for Nwosu and Urban at 70+% of snaps? Is that something you want to change?
Say it again, Greg.
Chenna and Bruce Urban, 70% of snaps. Is that sustainable? Is that something you want to
We'll rotate them more than that, as we go. That was a game that they got in there a lot.
Along those lines, Daryl Johnson and Alton Robinson, where are they at in their recovery?
Well, Daryl's quite a ways away. He had surgery, and he'll miss the rest of the season. Alton's much closer than that. He's running and moving, and he's not ready to be released yet from the rehab, so he's still there.
foot for Daryl Johnson?
For Bam.
Bam, yeah, Bam.
Yeah.
You had Monet active this week after you didn't against Tampa Bay. Did you feel like, I mean, what did you think of that, having, playing?
He did his thing. You know, he's up in the middle and playing tough. He did what we counted him to do. He was solid.
We've asked a few times, what hasn't worked for Darrell Taylor? You mentioned he's frustrated, but this scheme would seem to be right down his alley.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, this is really a style for him that fits. We've tried to feature him more in rush situations to try to make sure that he can really focus on that, knowing that he has a chance to be really a dynamic rusher. And so we've taken him out of some of the rotations on early downs. And we're going to continue to do that. We'll continue to want to see if we can develop his rushing and get him back and being a factor. He's had 3 big plays this year, but we need more. And he knows that. I know he's frustrated by it. And he's working hard. He's giving you everything he's got. So those are good signs, and hopefully we can get him to be more effective.
What are you seeing over the last few games from your third down offense?
We haven't been as sharp as we need to be, and we're still coming up with too many long yardage situations. When you get 3rd and 12s and 13s, it's hard to make something happen. We have, but it's hard, and I think it's a product of the running game that we're not controlling the sticks better, and staying in the 3rd and 2s and 3s and 4s in there that are because of the run game that factor. So it fits together. Unfortunately, it's the longer yardage are enhanced by the miscues early on in the down. So we'll see if we can. That's why we need to get back to our balance.
The guard rotation with Gabe and Phil, how have you thought that's gone?
Again, we think it's best for these guys and best for helping Gabe, and sustain the regular play that we can get out of him, not overdoing it with him. You guys are doing okay.
How have you seen Joey Blunt kind of progress through the season with Ryan a little banged up now? Can he get into the mix with you on defense at this point? Do you feel confident?
Yeah, there's a chance that this week will be a good week for him because he'll get a lot of reps. Joey's a good football player, and we've really liked everything that he shows. He's really fast. He shows it on his kick coverage stuff, and he seems very instinctive, and he's aggressive and all that. He's still new in the scheme, and the scheme is demanding for the position. So the longer we can wait, the better he'll be, I think. But I wouldn't hesitate for him to play. I really like what he brings, and he's got the right mentality to be in there and to be accountable and strong and tough and all of that, as well as running the ball. And he's running to the ball. Matter of fact, just last week he had a couple plays on the ball in practice that were like the best plays of the week. So he's shown some really good stuff, and he's building a pretty good resume for a pup.
Did you or your staff have to talk to him after what happened to his former teammates at Virginia?
I did, yeah.
Can't imagine.
Oh, it was really tough, very, very deeply emotional for him to be apart from not be able to be there, so we got him out of here last week so that he could get there, with enough time to feel like he could connect and all, and try to bring whatever he could. But he was really moved by it deeply, and we all could expect it to be. So hopefully, and I know that didn't fix anything, but I know he came back, feeling better about the fact that he was able to connect.
Did the team fly him back to Charlottesville to be a part of?
No, we didn't. I think
You
yeah.
just gave him excuse.
Yeah.
Was Ken close with one of the victims in that as well?
Pardon me?
Was Ken close with one of the victims?
I don't know that. I haven't heard that. Don't know.
Anything else? Thank you.